Exam fears also. Before exams, they feel like they forget everything that they've studied. Hello beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. My name is Richa, and in today's video we're going to share some tips and tools on how to study more efficiently and effectively. This video is especially for school students, and anybody can use it if they are studying, and if they find these tools useful, they can use it. And yeah, if you're a parent watching it, then you can tell your children about these guidelines, and you can share these tips with your younger sister, younger brother, or anyone in the family. So without further ado, let's move on to the video. I want to give a small piece of advice for the students out there, and that is, when you study for learning, for gaining knowledge, not to just pass the test or to pass the exams. Of course, you have to pass the test, you have to pass the examinations, that is there, but the real motive behind studying should be to get knowledge, to gain information, because ultimately that is the reason why we study. So now, here are the 10 tips and 10 tools that have helped me when I was in school, and there are some things which I have used and some of them which I regret not using it, so I want you guys to use it.
Tip number 1. Set a timing. Now, for doing that, it is important that you know yourself before you set your timing.
When I'm saying you have to know yourself, what I mean is that whether you are a morning person or a night person, whether you can wake up early in the morning to study or you can study till late at night. So you have to decide for that for yourself, and time between 3, 4, 5, this is the most recommended timing, because at this time our brain's power of concentration is doubled and you can concentrate more, you can focus more. So this timing is recommended. It is called the Brahma Muhurta, and yeah, this is a really good time to study. But again, you have to decide whether you like staying up late at night and studying, or your mind is more focused early in the morning. You have to set your timing, know yourself and set your timing. 2. Set a place to study. You should have a quiet, comfortable place to study, where you have your study table and you have comfortable chair which supports your back. Your studying place should be like that. Some of you can study in noisy places, that is exceptionally, but some of you can't focus, so you should have a quiet, comfortable environment around you. And you can study in your room, close the door of your room and then study. Tell your parents to not come in while you're studying, and make sure you are studying inside that room and not doing something else, because you have to be responsible enough to study yourself. So take that responsibility. Your parents will also be happy that you are being a responsible person. So yeah, you can do that and properly make it clean, and most importantly, you should have all the essential items that you need while you're studying on your study table, because then you won't have to get up from your chair time and again to get something. That's where you'll get distracted. So to avoid that, make sure all the essential things that you need, like pens, papers, erasers, highlighters if you want to highlight important notes, and whatever it is, whatever you need, a dictionary. You should always keep a dictionary, an atlas by your side, so that when you're studying you can refer to that while you study. There may be some words which you don't understand, so in order to find the meaning of those words, you can refer to the dictionary. So always keep it by your side, and yeah, so arrange it like that. You can also keep a bottle of water, few snacks, because you feel hungry while you're studying. I feel hungry while studying a lot. So I always needed something to eat when I was studying. Some people don't, some don't eat when they study, but I used to eat. So if you also feel hungry when you're studying, then you can keep a few snacks, some biscuits or maybe some sweets. Don't keep too much, and now don't keep your whole meal in front of the table and make it a dining table. Just keep few snacks, a glass of water. You should always keep a bottle of water because you shouldn't dehydrate yourself while studying. And yeah, that way you can prepare yourself, you can set the right mood, and then you're ready to study. Write some motivational quotes to motivate you while you're studying and stick it on above your study table or anywhere, so that every time you feel like then you'll see that quote and you'll be like, yeah, I have to study. So you can do that in order to motivate yourself. And yeah, number 3, make notes. Now when you sit down to study, make sure you have a pen and notebook in handy, and read line by line, slowly. Don't rush while reading. Don't read it like a storybook. Understand each and everything that the sentence wants to say. Read each paragraph and understand the central idea of the paragraph, and make notes. When you finish the whole chapter, try writing it in your own words in the notebook that you have, and yeah, that way you will understand the chapter, and then you'll also build up a confidence that even if you don't know something exactly that is in the book, you at least know what is the concept of what it is trying to say. So you should always, I recommend you to write whatever you've studied in your own words, and most importantly, make key points. Now key points are very important because these are they are the keys for whatever knowledge that you've just received, because these key points will help you in last moment studies. So when you have just one night for the exam or the test or anything, you can read these keynotes and then you're good to go. You'll be confident enough that you know something about that subject, and it's very helpful. So make sure whatever you're studying, whatever you're reading, analyze that, write it in your own words, and then make key points and get down in your own words. And writing key points will build a confidence in you that you know the chapter and you have actually understood it, and you're not just mugging it because you have written it in your own language, which means you have understood it. The only things that you cannot write in your own language or you cannot make up are the things which are in quotations or definitions, or these are the things which you have to write exactly as it is in book. But other than that, I guess other things you can write it in your own words. And yeah, these are really helpful tips. You should do it. You'll thank me later for that. Write down the topics of whatever you are going to study. Make a list of the topics of what you are going to study in a piece of paper or in front of your notebook. That way you'll have a blueprint of as to what are the things that you have to study, and you can tick it as you complete the topics, and that way you'll be informed of what you've studied and what you have to study. So yeah, make a list of the chapters that you have to study or the topics that you have to study. Take a break. Now you're studying and you are exhausted, and I'm telling you to study, so you keep on studying. No, don't do that. If you feel tired, if you feel like you can't concentrate anymore, go out, close your book, go out, and then go out and have some fresh air, or listen to some music, talk with your family, talk with your friends. You can even, take a nap, but don't go to sleep. You can take a nap, and yeah, you can do all those things. You can do all that because taking a break is important. But I recommend you not to open up social media and then start scrolling, because then you will not be taking a break. That is not taking a break, because you have taken a break to, relieve your mind, and you open up social media and then start scrolling the news feeds. You are getting more information into your mind, so that is not taking a break. 6. Plan your schedule. It's important to plan your schedule because, you have to do other things as well. So you have to go out with your friends, you have to spend time with your family. There are so many other things to do. It's not only studying that you have to do. You have so many other things as well. So planning your schedule helps you in those situations. Number 7, create a timetable. Now, when we create a timetable, when we sit down and we are there to create a timetable for ourselves, so we are so motivated at that time that we end up making an idealistic timetable, which we feel like we'll do, but we won't end up doing that because that is not real. Get me? What I mean to say is, make a timetable which is more appropriate to your timings. Like, if you take 30 minutes to finish a homework or to study a certain chapter, then while creating a timetable, don't write it 15 minutes. Don't make that 15 minutes. You get what I'm trying to say? So make an idealistic one. Make a realistic one, not an idealistic one. Timetable which suits you, which you can really do, and make a realistic timetable. Set the timings which is comfortable for you, and you can do all that. And setting a timetable will help you. Also, you have to know your own abilities, like at what time you feel fresh, make that time as your study time. And if in your study time you feel kind of tired and exhausted, then make that time as your homework time. All the subjects that you have to study while making a timetable, like if you are weak in maths, you can give a lot more time to maths, but also you have to allot time to other subjects as well. So balance all the subjects. Like, don't just focus in one subject and neglect the other. No, make a timetable which balances all the subjects. It's very hard to retain everything that you have just studied in your mind. It's hard, I know, because you have to study so many subjects and you have to keep so many things in your mind, and it's hard. So the number 8th tip is visual imagery. Now, whenever you are studying, imagine. Imagining is fun too, so you can make studying fun by imagining it. Like, if you're studying about history, about some kings or some monarchs, and kings and monarchs are the same thing, by the way. Conquest and the battles and so many things. Imagine it. What imagining does is you kind of feel like you are in that situation and you start imagining it, and imagining helps you keep that information for a longer period of time. You'll be able to retain that information for a longer period of time in your mind. So use visual imagining as a tool to study. Use mnemonics. Now, mnemonics is also a tool which helps you to retain information in your mind for a longer period of time. And some informations are there which might be hard to retain it. So for those, you can use mnemonics. Now, mnemonics may be a rhyme, or it may be a short form of something. For example, BODMAS. Now, what does BODMAS mean? A bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction, right? So the short form BODMAS is a mnemonic. So you can, there are many mnemonics, you can use those, or you can make your own mnemonics. Like I used to make when I used to study geography. And you know, there are many names of states in geography relating to wheat producing, rice producing states, and you know, there are so many states I used to get confused. So I used to use mnemonics in that by making the first letter of everything. You know, I used to remember the first letter of all the states, and that way it was easier for me to remember. So you can get to the end, and the 10th tip is revision. Revise whatever you've studied. Now, revision can be in the form of testing yourself through, you know, question and answers. You can write down the questions and then answer it yourself. No cheating on that. And yeah, you can solve the questions that are at the end of every chapter, and you can also discuss the chapter with your friends and your family. That way you will be revising, and you know, that way you'll understand how much you've understood the topic on that subject. So, any doubts regarding any subject or any topic, then go ask your parents, your teachers. Teachers are there to help you out. So don't be scared to ask them. Like I used to be kind of scared to ask the teachers. I don't know why. Even though they were so friendly, I don't know why I couldn't grab all that courage to just ask. But you shouldn't do that if you have problem in asking anything. And you know, I regret not asking that now. So it's just, I'm sharing, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Go ask your teachers. They won't eat you up. They are there to help you. They want to help you. So make all your doubts clear so that you understand everything. Some of them have exam fears also. Before exams, they feel like they forget everything that they've studied. Be calm. You're not going to forget everything that you've studied, because you know, you've worked hard. You've put your effort, you've worked hard, you will get through. Instead of feeling anxious and nervous, tell yourself that you have worked hard, you have done all that you could, I am going to do well. Have that confidence. Build up that confidence. And also, don't exhaust yourself while you're studying. Like some of them I've seen, they don't eat, they don't drink when they are studying. Don't do that to yourself, because your body needs to be healthy for you to study well. So drink lots of water when you're studying, eat healthy. You can eat almonds, walnuts, all these healthy things you should eat, and take care of yourself, because you know, studying is a part of gaining knowledge. You should not take it as a punishment. Okay. You know, have a good bath, enjoy, love yourself, eat healthy, do some exercises, you know, keep a balance of everything for everything, enjoyment and studies. You should do both. So that's for today's video, guys. I hope these tools will help you. And yeah, so if you liked this video, then please don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then consider subscribing. Also ring that little bell icon so that every time I come up with new videos, you'll get notified. That's for today's video, and I'm wishing you all the best for every exam of your life. And yeah, sending you love and light. Bye bye.